I've noticed a very popular trend nowadays where because so many more people now have an understanding of basic psychology and a rudimentary awareness of certain personality disorders, narcissists themselves seem to be co-opting the phrase narcissist to shame people who call them out on their narcissism. So how does that happen, you may wonder, right? Like how is it convincing? Because the narcissist whose obsession is fine-tuning and micromanaging the sheen of competence and portray superficially that they are making some sort of substantive contribution to people's lives, deeply, intimately resents to the point of almost like they're in a survival situation when somebody notices and merely addresses certain contradictions, perhaps not even in a bitter or persecutory tone or anything like that. Someone that's simply observant and notice when people's words are not aligning with their actions, when they are lying in a way that is not quite as obvious to other people but is revealing of their ill intentions. They're terrified of that, and they see that person as someone that they need to harness whatever influence they've established to squash as quickly and decisively as possible. So, observing some measure of defiance from the person pointing out the contradiction, they'll try to connect that to arrogance, right? And from there to narcissism. Their strategy is to stoke outrage and exaggerate the discomfort associated with your honesty. They'll try to provoke sympathy from others that is suggestive that your honesty, your initiative, your risk in addressing their dishonesty is actually somehow abusive. And that is what they'll hinge their argument on. That by inquiring about perceived dishonesty and exploitation, that you are the one who somehow lacks empathy for their will to abuse others. They'll go on like these almost political campaigns to persecute honest people who merely like to engage in supportive discussions that require a certain level of vulnerability and transparency. You know, people who are actually contributing something positive to the community that they are exploiting dishonestly. Being honest and reasonable is not narcissistic, even if it happens to be defiant. But let me know if you know what I mean, if you've been unfortunate enough to experience this phenomenon in your own life.